All right, let's talk a little Bengals for a moment. So, final answer to the question of whether or not Trey Hendrickson will return this season. Jeremy Rao is in studio with the answer.
Well, after weeks of living in the land of doubtful, Trey Hendrickson's season has officially come to an end, and likely, I would say, his time in Cincinnati. The Bengals' all-pro defensive end had season-ending surgery in Philadelphia to repair a core muscle today. That is according to NFL media right now. If Trey is done, this would be his last impactful play for the Bengals. Week 2, a game-clinching sack on Trevor Lawrence to help the Bengals open the season 2-0. Of course, they have won just 2 games since Week 2. Trey hasn't seen the field since the middle of October, dealing with a core muscle issue, what the team has been calling a hip injury. The team chose not to place him on the injured list in hopes that he might return IR. But after weeks of being listed as doubtful, Trey finally decided to go the route of surgery. Safe to say we've seen better Treys than this year. He's had a great career in 5 seasons in Cincinnati, 35 combined sacks across 23 and 24. Led the NFL in sacks last year. He is 5th on the team's all-time sack list in just 5 seasons with 61, a 4-time Pro Bowler, all in Cincinnati. Obviously, a big part of the playoff runs in 21 and 22 as well. This is the final year of Trey Hendrickson's contract with the Bengals. He wanted a multi-year extension with the big money in the offseason. The Bengals said no, instead restructured his deal to pay him $30 million for just this season. So he will be a free agent coming up in the offseason. The Bengals could use the franchise tag. I would say that's very unlikely right now, and he likely walks out cashing in on $30 million, not playing all that much this season. T-Mac?
That is a huge price tag.
It's
30 mil.
Look, it was kind of a good faith, I think, restructured contract considering what he had done the previous 4 years. So they kind of met in the middle on that, but it does feel like, and this is a strong word I know, it feels kind of like a donation to Trey when he hasn't played all that much this season and obviously couldn't help the team that much.
And why wouldn't they take him off the injured reserve? I mean,
it's a difficult thing. I think if you were to ask me, Tricia, I believe the Bengals were hopeful that if they got back into the playoff race officially, Joe Burrow comes back and brings some of that belief, that Trey gets back on the field, right? Don't fully put him on IR. All those things were in play, waiting to see how Trey would play this. I think when the team was officially, they're not mathematically out, but basically out of it, I think that's when Trey said, okay, let's do surgery. So I think it was a tug and pull between team and player, and that's a tricky thing. I'm not Trey Hendrickson, but again, in the end, his call was surgery.
I was wondering if he was going to wait until this weekend, see how it goes. Yeah, I mean,
You never know, right? Mathematically, they aren't done yet.
They're
so
not.
Could he have waited possibly? But to me, that was kind of the give and take on this, and Trey's decision was surgery.
That's a lot of money to pick somebody up.
It
so
is.
We shall see. Sure, thanks.